Okay, so during my life, I've really only ever been sure about two things. Human beings love sandwiches, and human beings love video games. And with that being said, let's cover a big thing that's coming up this summer: Steam sales. For those of you who don't know, Steam sales are when Gabe and Newell, the God Almighty, ascends down from heaven to bestow upon us the ability to acquire mass amounts of video games for dirt cheap. God damn it, there's so many video games. Oh god.
What video games do I buy?
Ooh, I have an aneurysm because of all the video games, owie. Are just some of the quotes that I've heard over the years. To assist in this pressing matter, I have developed a system that I have been using for the past few Steam sales. That is the Steam Sales Sandwich System, or the S-Quad, or the Squad. The base rule of Squad is if, during a Steam sale, a game's price ever drops below that of an equivalent sandwich in value, buy that game immediately. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's probably all sounds like mumbo-jumbo. PM, what do sandwiches have to do with video games? But I'm gonna help you figure that all out right now, okay? So, sandwiches are finite, and by that, what I mean is once you eat it, it's gone. That's it. But video games are forever. Video games are infinite. You can play them repeatedly. They're like fucking diamonds. You know, diamonds are forever. If you buy a video game that is cheaper than a sandwich of equivalent value, it's like having a sandwich you'll be able to eat repeatedly. A sandwich that lasts forever. A sandwich that's made of diamonds. So, I mean, why wouldn't you want to buy it? Really, there are 3 tiers of games and 3 tiers of sandwiches. So tier 1 games are like small games or indie games that are small, like really tiny, like they're super small. And those games are like Plants vs. Zombies or Luminous. And tier 2 video games are like AAA games that have been out for a couple of years, like Left 4 Dead or like Portal, or like Assassin's Creed or like BioShock. And then there are tier 3 games, like AAA games that have recently been released, like Mass Effect, Dark Souls, or Skyrim, fucking other shitty games that are full price that shouldn't be that price. Likewise, there are essentially 3 different tiers of sandwiches. There are tier 1 sandwiches that are like PB&J and like the average sandwich that you like make at your house. Tier 2 sandwiches are like sandwiches you get like a deli shop or like a Subway or a Quiznos, or... And there are like tier 3 sandwiches, and I don't really have an example of a tier 3 sandwich. I guess it would be like a super gourmet sandwich, like the best sandwich you could possibly imagine, or maybe like a video game sandwich. So, now that we have that base knowledge line established, let's get to the steps of the system. Step 1, equate the game in question to an equivalent tier level of sandwich. Step 2, is the price of the video game in question lower than what you personally would pay for the equivalent tier level of sandwich? Step 3. If yes, buy that video game immediately. If no, contemplate further because I've done all that I can to help you. Let me put all these steps into practice for you and show you exactly how you use them. So, last winter, there was a Steam sale, and there was a puzzle game that I was kind of fond of, and it was called Chime. It was about $1.99 on sale. So, step 1, I equated Chime, this small indie puzzle game, to tier 1 sandwiches, the PB&J and average sandwiches that you make at home. Personally, I value the sandwiches that I make for myself in my own kitchen at a manufacturer-suggested retail price of $2.99 US. Following step 2, I asked myself that question, answered yes, and for step 3, I threw my wallet at my monitor and bought that game immediately. And I know sometimes games go on sale that you really want, and they're like 50% off, but they're still like $30, but in that case, it's all up to you. S-Squad is only there to help you define what games that you should immediately buy and must buy no matter what, even if you're on like your last dollar and you're dying of a ferocious flesh-eating disease. Oh god, no, don't. But on a final note, if there's ever something that you want, just remember to ask yourself, does it cost less than a sandwich? Yeah!